All right, so today we're gonna cook some soup, ribollita, or Tuscan bread soup. And I'm going to show you my ingredients and walk you through the steps. All right, so here we have 1 carrot julienned. We have 2 medium zucchinis thinly sliced, 1 yellow squash thinly sliced, 1 onion thinly sliced, 1 celery diced. We have a can of whole tomatoes, a can of cannellini beans, some red pepper flakes, Italian seasoning, pepper, some garlic, 4 cups of broth, some kale, which I'm going to cut up here, and we're going to get the carrots, the onions, and the celery in 2 tablespoons of oil for 5 minutes, and then we'll add the zucchini, and we'll start on that. All right, so after cooking the carrots, onions, and celery for 5 minutes, we add the zucchini, the yellow squash, the 3 cloves of minced garlic, and the seasonings, which are 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and 1 bay leaf. And that goes for another 5 minutes. Okay, so after that's been cooking for 5 minutes, we're going to dump in a can of cannellini beans, drained. 1 can of whole tomatoes. And 4 cups of vegetable broth. And so the next step here will be to cut 3 cups of kale chopped and add. All right, we got the soup up to a boil. Now we're going to add 3 cups of coarsely chopped kale. Bring it to a boil and let it simmer for 15 minutes. It's starting to look good, and boy, does it smell good. All right. Trader Joe's ciabatta bread recipe calls for Tuscan bread or some other sort of rustic bread. And in the last 10 minutes of cooking, what you do is you add the bread to the soup and cook it all down for another 10 minutes. All right. Get in there. This soup recipe is one of my wife, Miss Kay's, favorite meals. She begged me to make it, and it's really healthy. I'm using this cookbook, Healthy Mediterranean Recipes, for this cooking. It's about as healthy as you get. Okay, it's done. So the next step is to spoon it out. Look at that, looks good. Okay, this is optional, but the last thing to do would be to grate some Parmesan cheese on it and enjoy. All right, now it's time for the taste test here. Taste test. There it is. Wow, that's so good. All right. Anyway, there it is. Tuscan bread soup. Enjoy. All right, for dessert, I'm going to have a Timothy, which is a slice of chocolate cake cut in half with about a half-inch chunk of vanilla ice cream sandwiched in between, topped with whipped cream and cherries. There you go. Timothy.